Hey everyone, welcome back to Beekeeping with Natalie, or welcome to if you are new. Take two. I'm not gonna lie. And that always sucks because the first take is always the best, but we're not the smartest people when it comes to technology, all right? So the mic wasn't on, and I'm not gonna do that because a lot of people... All right, I'm gonna watch my mouth. Anyways, okay, so today we're gonna be looking at this hive that is actually a first year split, and I want to talk about it a little bit and just show you that there are some things you can get from these, and they're not just total duds for that year, and you can actually get honey from them that same year that you make that split. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit, but I also wanted to mention, I've had a few people ask me about ticks and if those are bad. Trust me, they're awful. I would rather get stung by like 3 different bees than get a tick because they just last so long and I absolutely hate them. But also it's kind of our fault because look at the yard right now. It's literally like taller than me when I'm sitting down like this. And you can't even see the hive. Kind of tried to clear it out a little bit, but you can't see it. They're probably reorientating or whatever it's called, doing orientation flights because it looks so different. Anyways, so sorry about that. We've actually just been crazy busy, and you know, my dad's been sick for like 1,000 years it feels like, and I don't know what it is, but when guys get sick, they can't do anything. So it's all been on me. So if I didn't get to mowing, we're gonna move on from that topic. But anyway, so I apologize for that, but we're gonna go through this hive and look to see how they're doing. I didn't want to fully open them up because I didn't want any robbing going on, but I already did pull out like one frame, and I decided let's actually do a video on this. Also, before I mention that, it's like, what did I say in the last video? I said it's July 19th, and oh, I always get questions about where we're located. We're in Northwest Missouri, and it is July 19th. I have no idea when these videos are going to come out, but one of the other things I wanted to mention, I think this is going to come out before I actually do the review on it, but I'm not totally sure. So this is the Apisalis, I think that's how you pronounce it, and I'm actually going to do a full video on this, just talking all about it and what I think about it. But I decided before I do that, I wanted to test it out and make sure I know how to use it before I do an actual review on it. So I've just been going through the yards today and just checking hives because we've been out of town, we've had people over, and we just haven't been able to get to the hives as much. I'm going through and making sure that everybody's just doing all right. And so far I've already found a couple things that we wanted to help out a little bit. So anyways, but I decided that I wanted to use this today and just go through some of these hives to see if I like it, and so far so good, but that's just what we're going to use today. It's actually, if you don't know, it's basically like in place of a smoker. So far I like it, I think. So I'm going to do a full review on that soon. Anywho, so I wanted to mention that before we get into this hive, but our honey flow is pretty much over. Now, I always say this, I don't count on the fall flow ever, just because you never know if it's going to be good or bad, so it's never something we want to count on. At least that's how it is here in Missouri. So it's pretty much over. So what we're going to do here, hopefully in the next, I'm not sure how long, hopefully a couple, like week or so, we're going to go through and pull all of our supers, and then we're going to split our hives down again. Now, we're not going to split them down like crazy because there's not going to be a strong honey flow for them to be able to build up again. So we're not going to split them as much as we do in the springtime, but we're going to feed them like crazy. We've already got some syrup going, but I don't recommend feeding with supers on because then you can get funny honey, and that's not fun. So anyways, I'm just gonna, I've counted this 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 frames in here. I'm not sure who did that, but I'm gonna guess, people always come at me for this, but I'm gonna take the blame on this one for the first time ever. I don't think my dad did this, but he might have, I don't know. But you can see already, like I kind of scraped it off already on the frames here, but they've cleaned all of it up. I mean, this was dripping with honey, and they've cleaned it all up. So this kind of shows you what it looked like. I mean, there was a ton of bird comb on top. Bird comb is a really good sign that your hive is doing good. They're strong and healthy and building and growing. So when I see bird comb, I always get a little bit annoyed just because it's a pain to clean up, but it's also a really good sign to see that in your hives.
And it's a snack.
Yeah, that's right, and it's a good snack. Except be careful because those bees will hide in that comb, and if you eat that, that would really suck. So anyways, that's just a really good sign to see. Now when I did open that up, I pretty much knew right away that they definitely needed some more frames. But they do actually have a little bit of foundation in here. That's one thing I never understand, is they'll build burr comb on top of the frames, but not actually on the frames. So I don't know, but let's go through this and just kind of show you what they look like. And I'm gonna add these frames here. I guess I'll talk about these real quick too. Now, I think I've mentioned this a few times, but if you have frames that are laying around and they end up getting just like covered in webbing and they're kind of just a mess and they might have some dead bees in it from whatever hive they came out of, that's not something that you can just scrap and throw away. You totally can, and you can end up melting it and filtering it and it'll be good wax. But a lot of the times when it's drawn out like this is still really good, and even though this looks kind of bad, they'll just clean it up and rebuild it and it'll be good to go. So I'm gonna put these in here. There was another one on here that actually did have a few bees in it. I feel like it might have been this. I mean, this is a little bit of a mess. But when you have strong hives like that, it's really no big deal and they'll clean it up right away. I mean, you could see how fast they cleaned up that honey. So this will be quick and they'll clean it up. And so I'm gonna put it in there because it's what I have laying around right now, so we can get rid of it and put it in here and it'll go to good use. And also it is mostly drawn out already, so they'll just have to clean it up a little bit and then she can use it to lay in. That's one of the things I wanna make sure that they have right now, because I've already checked a couple hives that they don't have enough laying space. Like, it's just chock full. So I'm making sure that they have definitely enough, just because I want them to build up a little bit before we do make these splits. So let's go through this a little bit. I think, so this outside frame here is just, it's a little bit of foundation and a good solid side of honey. Everything is super sticky and like I can't get a good grip on any of this. So if I drop a frame, I'm running. Okay, me too. Okay, so this is a solid, this is just a good frame in general to look at. It's just like, you've got all of your brood in here, a nice solid pattern, and then you've got a good bit of honey on the outside here. So I'm gonna see if I can find her. So this is a first year split. It was made, I have no idea, but I actually think this one might have been requeened a couple times, because I did see, like when we're selling queens, we'll just pull from like random hives from that year. And I think this one got pulled out and then a new queen got put in, because there was actually a queen cage in here when I first looked. So she's definitely first year, and you can tell by her pattern too. We don't have all first year queens, but we have a good chunk of them, and they just do really good. If we could have all the same queens, like all 2024 queens, I'd be very happy, but it's a lot to ask for. I think we still had like a green queen in there, and that's, I don't know how many years, but it's pretty old, which isn't bad. And if they're still doing really good, then that's something that I would consider grafting off of, because if they're that old and we're still pulling from them, that would be something to definitely look into about grafting. So this is just chock full, just got it laid up. So I'm probably gonna rearrange a little bit in here, just make sure that the honey is on the outside, and then I'll put this comb in the middle, not directly in the middle, but just so she can lay in it and they'll clean it up. So far, this is working really good. I know I'm gonna do a video on this, but I still wanna talk about it. Castle hives, and there's a few other videos out there. I did a video on it. They were really good, so I recommend checking that out too if you're interested in it. So if we would have put a little bit more work into them, you could have definitely gotten some honey off of them, made a single brood. But like I said, they probably swarmed and we just don't know it. I don't know. This is just full of eggs too. So this looks really good. I'm gonna pull out one more frame and then we'll just go ahead and add some frames to it and call it good. So it doesn't have to be long inspections, but I did want to see what was going on inside here. They look really good. There's a good amount of bees in here too. This, I'm gonna guess, is mostly eggs. I don't know if she's marked. Probably isn't. Yeah, this looks really good. This is like a really solid grafting frame. We're not grafting, but I wish we were. Oh, actually, I lied. We're gonna pull out one more frame. So we're gonna pull all of them out because that's all right. It just looks, from what I can see, it looks really nice. And maybe she's on this one.
You can grab it.
I know. It's also about 1,000,000 degrees out today.
It's not that bad.
It's pretty bad. So, oh geez, it's pretty heavy. Wow. Okay, yeah, so that's pretty solid too. Yeah, this side is, I mean, this is like really thick. And then that's just solid brood frame. So that looks really good. So they built up really fast. And I think, okay, so 5 of them, so I guess 2 of them were probably, or maybe 3 of them were foundation frames. So they drew some of this out. That looks really good. So I'm gonna put this back. Maybe. And then we're gonna do, this is honey and then this is honey. So I'm going to put those on the outside. And then I'm gonna put these right here, I think. I think I just needed 3 extra ones. So this will kind of give them something to do also. That way they're not building comb on top of the frames. And it gives her space to lay too. I'm gonna put 2 over there and then I'm gonna put another one over here. Oh, got a friend. Hold on. It's about to be take 3. She's a little excited. Okay. Is there another one in there? I think we're good. Okay. These girls are very crawly, and it might be because of the lid here though. There was a bunch of bees on there. Forgot to shake those off. It's a little tight. And I wouldn't be surprised if they get an extra box here soon. It would be really great if we have mostly doubles going into winter, but you can overwinter singles for sure here, and we overwinter nukes every year too, and they do great. So, but it's always nice to have doubles coming out of winters just so we can make strong splits. Okay, and then I'll come back and check them to see how they're doing in a couple weeks. They should be good for a while now. Just because we don't have a crazy honey flow going, they won't build up like crazy. It'll take them a little bit, so that should give them something to do for a while. I think I'm just gonna shake this up at the entrance, and then what entrance honestly, but it's okay. And then I'm just gonna scrape this off. This is pretty much dry. They kind of have cleaned it up already. And then this wax will be good. We'll save it for chapstick and whatever else. We'll use it to wax some frames also. That's pretty much it. So that was kind of a long video, but it just kind of talks about what we're doing today and just checking to make sure that everybody's doing good. Looks like they are. They're all building up for the most part, and they all need a little bit of space, which is a really good sign. So we're gonna mark on the lid here that they're looking good. There's a laying queen. We're still kind of questioning if all of them are laying, so I'm just gonna make sure that that's correct. And I think that's pretty much it. I think that's it, yeah. So thanks for watching today's video. Follow along for more bee adventures and be here next time on Beekeeping with Natalie.